Yo, what's up YouTube? It's your boy, man. I'm back again with another video, and this video I'm going to be reacting to how Audi terrorized Europe. Audi, bro, man. Let's get into the video. I don't want to talk too much, but let's just get into the video, man.
Audi has a problem. They unintentionally build the best getaway cars the world has ever seen. Now, it's not just any Audi model, but specifically the Audi Rennsport. It is Audi's creme de la creme, the fastest, most capable versions of their lineup.
Creme de la creme.
Everything from the engine, the transmission, the all-wheel drive system, the differentials, and the cooling are fortified to withstand lap after lap of the Nordschleife. But still docile enough to get groceries and drop the kids off to school. A jack of all trades and a master of all of them. Its reputation in the criminal underworld grew so prominently that in 2022, there were 493 reports of ATMs exploding in Bavaria and thieves making off with cash, and almost every single one involved what police would call a high-powered Audi, or in better words, a Rennsport model. It is the perfect tool to maneuver the crime city streets, and then once out on the Autobahn, it can top out at over 300 kilometers an hour with a software flash readily available from plenty of tuning companies. But why the Audi specifically? Surely a similarly equipped Mercedes-AMG, BMW, or Porsche could do the job just as good. Well, it's a little bit more complicated than that. The idea of a fast Audi didn't even exist until this car. It was the first production car to combine a permanent all-wheel drive system with a turbocharged engine, and it was called the Audi Quattro. The turbocharged 2.1-liter inline-5 engine was connected to an all-wheel drive system with 3 differentials, one differential inside the transmission, splitting the torque between the front and rear differentials equally.
50-50, balance! Oh no!
This car would be improved upon with the first Audi S model, the Audi S2 in 1990, which carried the same recipe, a turbocharged inline-5 engine, quattro all-wheel drive, but now a torsion or torque-sensing center differential that could vary the torque split to either axle, improving traction even further.
I think Audi was one of those. Audi was the company that made the rally sport change their laws. They had to was it change the law or like they had to slip in another law because of this quattro system? Audi had to make them create some sort of laws after they built the car and they were winning consecutively. I'm not sure, but I had a story like that. I'm not sure if that's true. But I know if you're an avid car person, you probably must have had that story to yourself.
That car would lead to the first Audi Rennsport, the RS2 in 1994, but now everything was turned up to 11. Porsche developed the braking system, the suspension, the turbocharger was swapped for a larger unit, to ultimately make over 300 horsepower. It accelerated as fast as a C5 Corvette, but since it was in the state, you could actually use it for activities outside of golfing. As their reputation grew, so did the idea of using them for getaway cars. On the 22nd of October 1996, a stolen emerald green Audi S2 was quickly linked to a ram raid of a jewelry store in Nuneaton, a quiet town in the United Kingdom. The raiders fled the scene in the Audi S2 and were briefly pursued by police before escaping into the night.
Bro, I love when people escape from police. I'm not advocating for criminal behaviors here, but it just gives me joy when people escape from police. Escape into the night. Man, the car vanished. Let's go.
The Audi was later used for a burglary of a wine store, and as quickly as the chase was started, it ended with the Audi S2 making a clean getaway. The Audi performance models during this era were still by and large underrated compared to its more prestigious counterparts.
You need a little of XP
but that all changed when a new
police.
post-Cold War spy movie hit the scene. The 1998 film Ronin, which showcased the most realistic depictions of car chases in film history, featured an Audi S model, the S8. It was a full-size performance saloon, nimble on its feet despite its 1,700 kilogram curved weight, and its 4.2-liter naturally aspirated dual overhead cam V8 was the most...
I'm sorry for pausing the video again here, but he made mention of the S8. The S8 was also in this movie. Transporter, the Transporter, yeah, the S8, yeah, Transporter 2. Transporter 2, there was S8 in Transporter 2, right? And I think the Transporter 3. There was an Audi, which one? I think it's S8 too, right? The Audi W12 engine. And Transporter 4 also had an Audi S8, yeah. Because I remember Transporter 2 was the one that it was, you know, you had to make a run for the Ukrainian girl like that. With a train and all that shit. And T-Bag was in the movie. Shout out to, you know, T-Bag, Michael Scofield. And also, Transporter 3 was the one that was delivering the kid that was poisoned, you know, this and that. They had to like use the car to fly and then use the hook to take the bomb away from the car and all that shit. And Transporter 4 was the Refueled, the one with the girls that were, you know, that were robbing the pimps and all that shit.
Powerful offering from Audi at the time. This powerful Audi was an instantaneous hit as a getaway car, and it also would prove to be too much for some unlucky individuals. They were stolen at alarming rates, just like your personal data. Now, if you're wondering what I'm talking about, there's these entities called data brokers, and they legally can collect all kinds of information about you. Even the DMV that issued your driver's license has probably sold your personal information to one of these brokers, and it's only getting worse. This loophole makes you susceptible to identity theft, scams, harassment, and doxing, since your information is being sold right from under your nose, and most people don't even know it's happening. And that's why I have been trusting Delete Me to protect my privacy online. Their business model is simple. You pay them, and they continuously remove your data from hundreds of data broker sites and people search sites, so your data doesn't end up in the wrong hands. I use it because I'm a content creator, and my latest report showed 10 different data brokers had my info, and 10 of those listings were removed, giving me some peace of mind. You can get 20% off Delete Me consumer plans when you go to joindeleteme.com/337speed and use promo code 337speed at checkout, or use the QR code on screen. That's joindeleteme.com/337speed, code 337speed.
Bro,
slowly but surely, high-powered Audis became an ideal choice for thieves as a getaway car, but why not the AMGs or BMW M cars? Well, the deeper you look, it becomes a little bit more apparent. Take, for example, the early 2000s Audi RS6, powered by the Cosworth-tuned twin-turbo 4.2-liter V8. Its competition at the time was the Mercedes E55 AMG, an absolute brute with a supercharged 5.4-liter V8 and the BMW M5. The E55 made over 100 Newton meters more of torque than the Audi's twin-turbo 4.2-liter V8, and it had a faster trap speed than the RS6 and M5. But in the corners, the RS6 would produce higher G-forces than both the E55 AMG and M5 with the help of Quattro all-wheel drive, and even had shorter braking distances. One of the most important aspects is that in wet weather, the Quattro system made the Audi more controllable than the tire-shredding rear-wheel drive E55 and M5. And in some European countries where it rains sometimes 190 days out of the year, it was the clear winner as a getaway car in any kind of weather.
190 days. Dang. Dang. Blowing up ATMs and shit.
Around the late 2000s, a new trend began to rise, specifically near the Dutch-German border. ATM bombings, and the Dutch even had a name for it, plofkraat. In the dead of night, thieves would target an ATM full of cash, first by breaking into the face of the ATM with a crowbar, then pumping the inside of the ATM with oxygen and acetylene gas, which is highly explosive when mixed. And with a remote fuse, the mixture is lit off with absolutely catastrophic results.
Boom!
Sometimes blowing up the cash
Whoa!
entirely and the structure or structures around it, or sometimes making off with as much as 300,000 euros of cash. This type of thievery necessitated a powerful getaway car that could carry equipment like gas bottles, carry 3 to 4 people consisting of a skilled driver and 2 to 3 safecrackers, and also be fast enough to elude police on the Autobahn, since many gangs would cross from the Netherlands to the more cash-loving Germany to commit the crime, and 2 cars became overwhelmingly common during these raids: the Audi RS4 and the RS6 Avant. Being an estate car, it had the cargo space to carry all kinds of equipment, enough seats to carry 4 people, and virtually the same performance as the RS Saloon derivative. And with the flash tune removing the speed limiter, they could reach over 300 kilometers an hour on the open road fairly easily. They were so common they would get a nickname by German authorities, the Audi Band or Audi Gang.
Bro, slow lane.
ATMs
That was
in
not
Germany
even a
being
lane.
terrorized by Audis either. In Italy, hundreds of Italian police officers were on the lookout for the infamous Audi Gialla, or the yellow Audi, wanted for more than a week for a string of robberies and burglaries. It was a ghost, only being seen on CCTV camera footage going speeds as high as 270 kilometers an hour in the opposite direction on the motorway, and also filling up for fuel, revealing it was an RS4 model. It kept Italy on edge, playing over and over in the news cycle before being found burnt to a crisp. And the driver, an Albanian national, Vasil Rama.
Aziz, where's Aziz? Where's Aziz? Aziz drives, the people. Albanian, bro. Shout out to my Albanian brothers, man. Damn.
They were sentenced to 2 years in prison.
Good evening. A getaway driver who tried to outrun a police helicopter at speeds of 180 miles per hour has been jailed for 9 years. It's thought to be Britain's fastest ever car chase.
In the UK, the highest speed ever recorded during a police pursuit involved a helicopter and a stolen Audi RS5. The driver, Ben Westwood, was wanted for 15 smash and grab robberies prior to the pursuit and abandoned the Audi to hide in a flat.
Ooh.
But the heat signature of the RS5, after doing 100 kilometers of distance at breakneck speeds, led the police right to him.
Bro.
The judge told Ben Westwood that it was an atrocious piece of dangerous driving. Police say it's lucky he didn't kill someone.
The discreetness of Audi Rennsport models is a big problem for
9
authorities.
years.
A common commuter Audi A6 looks eerily similar to an Audi S6, and that looks awfully similar to an RS6 with a 4-liter V8. The styling doesn't differ much from the grille, the bumpers, and the badging, which is hard to tell in the dead of night on the motorway, and many times criminals would debadge or downbadge the RS6 to look like a common A6, adding to the confusion and helping it blend in. This similar issue is what made American cars like the Dodge Charger a desired getaway car.
We're continuing. Stand by for a pit. They might.
Well, bro, that is blasphemy to be comparing a Dodge Charger to like Audi RS6, bro. That's like 2 different leagues, man. The Chargers and the Hellcat and the Challengers are like shitty handlings, bro. The handles are shit. They are good for open way speed, yeah, but handling is rubbish, man. Rubbish. This guy is a boat. But they are, bro, and there's some cars that personally, yeah, I would never buy them until I have a family, or maybe I have like, you know, like a full-fledged family, like a wife and kids. Maybe my wife or one of my wives is pregnant, and you know, my first wife is pregnant. Obviously, I need to have a car that will be easy to haul around the baby, the diapers, and all that shit. You know, the RS6 comes in play. If I get money now, I don't go buy that car. I will not buy it. I will save it. I'll keep it till when my wife is going to be pregnant. That's when I will not go and buy that family car, that wagon. Bro, dang. RS6, one of those cars I have to have. But I'll not have it now. I'll have it when my wife or one of my wives is, you know, is going to be pregnant. Then, you know, yeah, we'll use it for that family one.
Since the V6 GT, the 5.7 Hemi, the 6.4 Hemi, and the 700 horsepower 6.2 liter Hemi powered Hellcat had nearly identical aesthetics, making it easy to blend into normal traffic, and the security system was vulnerable to easily purchased key programming devices sold on Amazon. The RS6 is essentially the all-wheel drive Hellcat of Europe, simple enough to steal, uncatchable on the highway, and hard to spot with the untrained eye. Now, the Audi brand of today has been very quiet on how their performance models are preferred getaway cars, and for good reason. It's not wise to align your brand with criminal activities, something Dodge could learn a lesson or two from. But Audi kind of did that by bankrolling 3 movies that were glorified Audi commercials masquerading as action movies. Audi spent millions to have their cars front and center on the big screen, driven by Jason Statham in the Transporter franchise.
I just said
those
it
movies
like
left a lasting impression on a lot of people. The Audi brand of today likes to keep that era of their marketing department left for the history books. Audi themselves made a list of 15 movies featuring their models, and the Transporter series, which they helped bankroll, is left unmentioned. It's safe to say Audi is probably not too keen on their cars constantly making the news because of some heist or robbery, but maybe they shouldn't have built such a good car to begin with.
Bro, man, I would never lie to you. That's sick. That was sick. That was sick.